Hi everyone, on this video I'm going to learning English through reading because I still lack of my vocabulary, and the best method that I can do is through reading, to get more vocabulary. And I want to do this more next time. I will upload it more video about how am I learning my English on this section. And before I recording this video, I just print out two papers about the poetry that I asked ChatGPT before to write me vocabulary C1 level, and yeah, I'm preparing for that. I'm preparing my notes with me and to writing the new vocabulary that I will get, and before I'm reading, I love to highlight what you say new vocabulary that I don't understand, because this level is C1 level. There is a lots of new vocabulary that I didn't seen before and new phrases. And after highlight those new vocabulary, I start reading that poetry loudly. I want to train my mouth to get familiar with this language, so that's why I speak loudly when I read that poetry. To be honest, I read that poetry really slow speed because the vocabulary made me stuck when I'm reading. I don't know how to pronounce the vocabulary, and because most of the words are new for me, I don't know how to read pronounce that word correctly. Lover, just two people sharing moments that felt meaningful but remained underfined. She told her that clarity would come in time, that maybe they were simply taking things slow, that rushing would ruin how to pronounce this ruin what they already had. Still, they were signs mixed signals she chose to ignore, messages that arrived late, promises that were never spoken, only implied. She held on the no she held on to the belief not believe, is belief. She held on to the belief that effort could bright that effort could bright the gap, that consistency would eventually lead the. As you see, I stuck most of the time because I don't know how to pronounce that vocabulary, that word. I'm trying so hard to finish reading that poetry, and it's still because that very slow, worth experiencing. In this part, I'm looking for the meaning of the words that I don't understand, so that I can easily to get what this poetry want to tell me. I think half of that poetry I don't understand. I didn't get it what the poetry want to talk about. I didn't get it, the connection between first sentence and the last sentences. So I try to read more times this poetry. I think I read this poetry around 4 times to getting what this poetry want to telling. So this is the second part I reading that poetry. I still looking for vocabulary. I thought I knew that vocabulary before, but when I read that again, I don't understand. So that's why I go to Chat GPT and Google Translate to know what does it mean. This is the third times I'm reading. This is the fourth times I'm reading that poetry and try to get what does it mean. And yes. So now the moment of truth, which is very telling. Am I understand that poetry that I read before or not? The title of that poetry is The Space Between What Was and What Could Have Been. The space between. The space here is not talking about physical space, like the physical space that we can see, but it's most like emotional condition. The space between when we compare two things, which is what was and what could have been. So the what was is past, the reality that already happened, and what could have been, it's more like imagination, the combination of imagination, hope, and possibility. So this poetry is talking about the connection that felt real but never defined it. They grew through a conversation, they felt comfort to each other, and sharing moments together, but don't have clarity like the stages. So they are stuck between friendship and love, in between. What do you call this? And over time, patience turned into silence because this girl only the one who's put effort, just one side, and she realized she felt tired after that and decided to let go this pace and choosing to respect herself more. The message from this poetry teach me to, sometimes love come to your life not to be yours, but to teach you something that you needed. And yeah, that's how am I learning my vocabulary through reading. And thank you for watching, everyone. I'll see you in the next video. Stay safe. Bye bye.